I accidentally hit that button all the time, and I'm like, oh, just draw on chest hair on him. It's fine.
Wait, does anyone know if the sleeping channel's actually used?
The sleeping channel is an
There's
auto channel. It will drop you into that if you are not active talking.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
Mox's art is really good. That's so nice.
Who's Mox? Yeah.
It's so nice.
Are they doing their little highlight thing? Ugh, it's disturbing how good.
I can't do that type of art. I don't know. I'm so messy.
Yeah,
I can't
I
do
just
line
like
art.
I try to like render and paint it, and it never looks that
Yeah,
nice.
exactly. You just clean up the sketch. That's it. I have high respect for people who do line art. I can't do that shit.
I do line up to cover up my mistakes.
It's funny because
That's the only reason why.
I feel like
I
line
do
art
that
like
instead.
exposes mistakes more.
Yeah.
So if you have like I don't know, like I don't know. Maybe I'm weird, but I feel like for me it's the opposite. My line art exposes every mistake I've made in the drawing.
Just utilize the line weight. That way it's easier, it covers things up.
Mine just looks so bland when I do it. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't
Stiff,
hit the
bland.
same way as the sketch, you know?
Yeah.
Or maybe it's just my technique. I don't know. Maybe.
I know nothing good about art because I am not very good at it.
Oh, I'm sure that's not true. Gotta have more faith in yourself.
I don't know what other ones to.
I'm
I feel
just
like
slowly switching between streams.
we've been in the
What type
same.
of art do you tend to do, Loxy? Loxkey? I keep
Oh, me?
pronouncing it. Yeah.
I do traditional, like, cartoony.
The one in
Do
your
you
profile
do
picture.
you
No, I didn't do the one in my profile picture.
Um,
traditional cartoony? So do you still draw digitally, or do you actually like traditionally paint? It's like a mad respect for anyone who's digitally
Um,
painting here. Or to traditionally painting. Did I say digital? I don't remember what I said now.
I don't normally use digital. I mean, I have like a drawing tablet. It's just I'm not very good at using it.
Use it!
use it.
Don't let it go to waste.
Yeah, I mean
It's
the drawing
cheaper to
tablets.
use, drawing
Yeah,
tablets than
drawing
actual materials.
the drawing tablets
I
are
mean, you're not wrong.
incredibly useful. I've definitely switched to an entirely digital
Correct.
way of doing it. I did actually learn to draw and paint traditional though. Like that was my training.
My only reason is that I'm poor and I can't afford art materials, so digital it is.
Digital it is.
Wait, how long has it been?
Just like
Took me.
traditional because I feel like I can control the pencil.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, that's true. That
Yeah.
too.
I mean, you can do the same thing with digital, but yeah, I see
You
what
zoom
you're.
in a lot. That's the
Yeah.
issue.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the biggest mistake that a lot of beginners will make on digital art is they'll zoom in. Um, you should always stay as zoomed out as possible for as long as possible, and then only go in once you're like 90% done with the drawing itself.
But I don't have the
I
hammer.
really don't know how to render my art. Fuck. I don't know what I want.
You look like you're doing a pretty good job, but what do I know? That's some
Wait,
Oh,
how
pretty.
do
Mox
you guys
left. Oh, Mox
apply
is back.
lightings and shit? Like,
Oh,
you you put like shadows and highlights while you're doing it, or do you finish the entire thing and then add the highlights and shadows and everything to create an atmosphere?
That's a
I don't know
solid
how to do
question.
it properly.
So I mean, it really depends on what works best for you, but I will say this, like, so from everything I've heard, most like concept artists will uh, work up an entire idea, like each stage to like as much as they can, right? So like they won't move on to the lighting until they're done or like mostly done with the rendering,
Yeah,
you
I
know.
mean they're concept artists. They should, you know, um, I think I've only seen like backgrounds and stuff, and they put it in different kind of atmospheres. Like there's one for a morning
Yep,
atmosphere. There's one for an evening atmosphere, like that.
yep. They can,
I
and
don't know
because
for
they've
characters though.
yeah, if they've done it in black and white especially, it's really easy to like be able to manipulate the lighting. But yeah, so for yours though, because it looks like you're actually doing like paint on paint rendering, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I'm trying to do that.
If you're doing paint on paint rendering, I'd say bringing the lighting up with it is not the fastest, but it does look the nicest.
Oh,
Um, I don't know how like it. That's where you get that like because you're getting a really like nice oil painting look to your painting. Um, I'm really enjoying the textures you got going on here.
yeah.
And
I especially like the
yeah, the
clothes.
crown and the
I
and the
don't know,
fabric,
like
yeah.
I don't know how I did this. I'm never gonna be able to recreate that.
Never again. No, but like yeah, you've got a really solid like uh oil painting look, and the reason is because you're like putting paint on paint directly. So you can if you're going to do lighting, that's like the quote unquote best way to do it. Because like if I were in your shoes for this, okay, so actually here you could totally go in. Oh wow, you've actually gotten quite a bit on there.
Yeah,
Got
I experimented a bit,
got some
but
rim lighting.
it doesn't look good to
It's
me.
so I one of the only reasons I'm against that is because you've got so much great detail that's getting lost in the composition, and I love it. So I want to see more of it. So I feel like having a more front-on lighting is actually going to be better for you. But matching that really cool red in that reference photo you got there, which I totally dig. Then yeah, you have like a almost like top and to the left primary light. Um, almost yeah, actually that is natural lighting, isn't it? That's what they have them at a
Yeah.
window. It's so that's I think it's diffused natural light. So that's like the sun is shining outside, but it's not shining directly in the window, is what that lighting set scheme is.
I really don't know how to manipulate light. How did they do this?
They make it up. Oh yeah.
How is everyone so talented? I don't get it. This is too much talent.
Hold
Let's
on.
see. No, you're totally. I bet you're totally this talented.
Years of practice.
Sold my soul to the devil. That's it.
Also,
I did the same. I got that off.
it's actually bad for us artists to compare ourselves to other artists because we tend to get that whole like I'm not a real artist. Like,
Oh, I wanna ask you guys this. What's your thought on AI art? Have you seen the thing,
ooh,
the one that's one
Oh
billion?
yes,
this is
that
something I
one.
can talk about.
What?
'Cause it pretty much comes down to how the owner of the AI decides to act on it. Because it can be used for good things, but the issue is if no one sets up the proper laws or rules for it, it's gonna
Yeah,
be abused.
I mean the owner of the AI art, they actually suggested to have another category for AI arts, but I don't know what they did. I don't know why they let them join in with the rest, and
I
they
mean,
won.
that's not really that's not really down to the owner of the AI, but the people who set up the rules for the art competition. The guy who submitted the work. Also, there's this what was it? Server that crap. I can't talk that well now, can I? I
I don't
need to
know.
find the quote.
Um, my thoughts on AI art are actually that it's not as big a deal as people are. So are we talking about a specific circumstance though? I am curious.
I just
And
don't think it's the greatest to like sell it for like $100 or like I don't know how to convert that.
I think
Found the quote.
most concerns are like, will it ever replace human artists like that, and maybe affect profitability in the art industry?
So I have this theory that it's not necessarily like it's going to affect it, right? Like there's no way that introducing a new tool won't affect it. It'd be silly to think otherwise, right? But it's the kind of the same situation as like introducing Photoshop or photo bashing or
Yeah,
any of these other
that's what I
tools,
thought too.
any of these other tools that have disrupted the industry. They disrupt it for a while for sure, but then people kind of adapt and they figure out ways to get along with the new tool. And then what the other thing that happens too is that the stuff that's easy to produce, right? Like that becomes so mundane that nobody wants it. Um, so like because there are absolutely some impressive AI artists who I would say I would even argue that like their work that they put into their AI art is just as much as the work I'm putting into my stuff. It's and the results they're getting are that much better than your standard like someone clicks on a button on an AI art thing and it generates them something. Like I've seen some absolutely gorgeous, amazing AI art. I think that there's a weird like thing that I'd have to come to terms with as an AI artist if I were to ever use it as like I'm being controlled by my medium, right? Like I'm totally at the mercy of whatever the generator makes. But you know, as the tool gets better, it's gonna change to me being more in control. But anyway, that's my thoughts on it is like AI art is it's not going to stop. Like people are going to keep using it, but the ideal situation is that like
You have to adapt.
huh?
You just have to adapt.
Yeah, we're gonna have to adapt, and I
Learn
think
learn how to work with AI art.
like the thing that people are really scared about is like, oh, there's going to be so many people who can just hit a button and produce some amazing stuff. It's like, yes, but that stuff is all it's actually going to start to look really same, right? Like really samey. Like I can already identify an AI art even like a really fancy portrait that someone's gone in and done a paint over on it. I can already identify it because I can see like the signs of what an AI generation leaves behind. People are going to be able to start to easily identify that, and a lot of people are going to shy away from that. They're going to be like, oh, I don't really want this, like, this stuff that happens with AI art. And then the other thing that's going to happen to that is we are going to see a decrease in the number of like jobs where an artist is required to make like really simple things. Um, so I like it used to be a graphic designer was kind of required to make like social media profile like cards and update things and stuff like that. Like anytime you wanted to post anything on a social media profile, a graphic designer had to make you an image, right? But then, then new tools came out that made it like graphic design super easy for like dumb people to do. They could basically drag and drop two things and it made an amazing composition for a social media thing. And all of a sudden now like graphic designers aren't necessary for that thing. But does that mean that graphic designers aren't necessary? Definitely not, because like they still perform an incredibly important job in the marketing industry. It's just that that particular thing that honestly sucked to do in the first place. Like I've never met a designer who was like, yeah, I love making social media, cards for the videos that are coming out. It's like that's my favorite. Like no, you don't. Like and I think like that's kind of the same thing that's going to happen with artists is like, stupid people who come to them and are like, I want to pay you $15 to do, an amazing character concept art. It's like you don't understand how art works, you don't understand what payment is, like and so like those jobs are kind of going to go away because they'll be able to go onto the AI art and hit, type in like what it is they're looking for, and the AI art is going to generate them some stupid thing, but it's going to be good enough in their minds to get the, whatever it is they want. So a lot of that like low paying art stuff is kind of going to fall to the wayside a little bit, is my thoughts on it. Which is not great because that does eliminate a lot of stuff, a lot of work that artists do right now. But I still feel like a lot of times those low paying things are not worth, you know, kind of degrading the whole market as an artist. One thing that the machines can't do very well yet is concepts, right? Like you can type in a concept and you can say, oh, I want this, 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 and this. But if it, like, really all it can do is kind of like take pointers from other people's concepts and then kind of like, you know, smash together some weird ideas. Um, and hope that it's like
I
what you
think
want.
that's right.
You think that is right, or you think I'm not right?
Yeah, I think that's right.
Like, I mean, eventually, yes, the art for concept design is going to, or the AI for concept art is going to become like increasingly smarter, and it probably will start to be getting better at like doing concept art. But there still will be like I know for me, I'm interested in taking AI art and using it as a base for a lot of ideas. Like if I'm like out of ideas for whatever I need to do, I can go to an AI art generation, type in some keywords, and get a base that I can start to paint on top of, just to get just to get the ideas flowing. I didn't need to do that for this because I was given direction that was actually fairly good, but I could see that happening for like a concept artist for a video game. Like if you have to generate 50 ideas a day, like you're gonna run out of ideas. So having an AI art tool that you can go to and be like, okay, I want a mermaid, on a rocket ship. Like show me what this would look like, and then like I'll just hit generate and see 50 different forms of that, and I might get a good composition that I can start painting on top of already, right? Like
I'm very interested to know what a mermaid on a rocket ship would look like.
I don't know why those two things popped in my head.
Like, just like a creature of the sea flying through space in a rocket ship.
I mean, hey, would you just put the water inside the rocket ship, you know, or would you have like the mermaid in a spacesuit, you know, constantly in like a waterlogged spacesuit so they could breathe?
That sounds like a really good concept.
Yeah, right.
And
I don't know.
mermaid in space. You know, can you think that?
Let's
Imagine that.
let's go to what is it? Is it Dali? Is the um
But what if it's the rocket ship is under the water and like
That's a submarine.
okay, no. Like it's like fire in water, but
I mean, that's in SpongeBob, sure.
definitely sounds
okay, I don't know. N- Mermaid in space. This, yes.
There's a AR that AI that is being trained at a server, and from someone's quote, "Doomsday clock ticked a minute with the creation of this channel." The owner of it, uh, well, how do I put this without? Let's check the ages of these characters.
Oh, is it not gonna let me use this? Wait a minute.
Hang, is I think I could say it. So there's this guy. He has an interpolation thing for animation. He's aware that how people are gonna use it. So he has a channel dedicated for that kind of stuff. Also made a an AI that is being trained in his Discord server for NSFW art, and it's getting better.
Oh,
A
I bet.
single month leaped.
I mean, do this.
The AI that the guys well,
I have never used an AI, so I cannot help you here.
Okay, here we go. So we said a mermaid
Mermaid in a
uh
rocket
in
ship.
in a ship. Uh, what do we want it in any particular style? Let's say Pixar style.
That
Um,
would that would look really interesting.
and then we'll say cosmic space background.
Stable diffusion.
Did you say stable diffusion?
That
Huh?
is the name of the AI that is being used.
Yeah, that's most of the generators are using stable diffusion now because it's pretty good. It's pretty good at people. Still has issues, but it's getting better with the people.
Oh wait, the rule doesn't apply on this server. Yikes, I forgot. What's the actual name of the...
Are you talking about Midjourney?
not Midjourney, that costs money.
Yeah, that's big money.
Ecosystem
I think
research
I think Midjourney will
process.
be like the Photoshop of AI generators, where it'll be like, oh, if you want to make AI art, you have to use Midjourney. It's got all the right tools in there. But then like a bunch of like knockoff stuff will come out, so you'll have like the Canva of AI art generators. So
Hello.
oh,
Oh my god, my mic is so bad.
really? I don't think it's that bad.
It never picks up my voice.
Picking it up now.
Okay, frog kind.
My computer's like chugging along. It cannot handle doing all this.
Oh.
I'm also streaming to Twitch too, so here is what the first generation of an AI did when I hit mermaid, hit mermaid in a rocket ship.
Oh,
Totally didn't do
that
anything
looks.
with the rocket ship.
I,
Whoa.
I, I
Where's
just
the
re-
rocket ship?
Let's try
I just
adding a SpaceX rocket ship.
I just realized that there's a category of art that will be completely replaced by AI.
What category?
Which category?
Body horror.
Oh.
Nah. The human
How about
mind is.
abstract?
I'd say abstract could be, because it's so easy to get, but I do not think body horror. I think that there's going to be a market for AI body horror art, but I 100% think that that people will want to see very particular things in body horror, and they will continue to not be able to get those particular things from an AI generation.
Mm.
We can factor it.
I think AI art can do surrealism really well.
Yeah, it's actually really good at that. Um, I think it's because it doesn't quite grasp like 3D depth and like how things and objects work in space. Like look at our poor mermaid's hand. She's got a little gimp hand. She's got a little like boop doop thing. It doesn't look like a hand. And then her arm
And
is
the
all.
mermaid looks a little sad.
She's a little derp. She's not doing so good.
Little special.
Yeah, she's special. That's a good word for it. Okay, let's see if this comes up. I put in a SpaceX rocket ship to try to get the generator to actually put in a rocket ship, but we'll see what happens.
Maybe we should not have put Pixar.
Maybe
That might
it
be
would.
throwing it off a little bit.
It might be.
I see
The
it.
only reason that I put that in there is because I wanted to get like that cartoony style, but if you don't put anything, then it kind of just randomly picks.
Yeah.
So, because I could type in like realism and we would get something weird, but I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not. I'm probably maybe I'm stupidly not worried about AI art. Maybe I'm like naive about it, and it's going to completely replace me in every aspect. But I still I still feel like I still feel like there's a really solid possibility that it's kind of a. I definitely don't think it's a passing fad, but it's more of like people are using it as an art building tool, whereas it's more of a supplementary tool to actual art, and people will start using it that way.
Yeah.
Because I genuinely think that we will be able to spot AI generated art so easily coming up here. Like, I mean, how easy is it to spot like a poorly photo bashed, thing? Like someone who doesn't really know what they're doing when they're smacking them photos together. It's pretty easy to spot them.
Mm.
Riding
Uh,
a cat riding a unicycle in the ocean with a rocket ship following it.
Oh God.
I'm very interested to know what that would look like.
We're still trying to generate our mermaid in a SpaceX rocket ship.
Is it not working?
No, it's working. It's just my PC is slow, so.
Ah,
Well,
okay.
and I'm also Twitch streaming, and I'm also streaming on here, and you get the idea. Like, it's not actually that it's slow. It's that I'm doing a lot of stuff, and it can't handle it all.
Yeah.
So, my friend tried to show me the like very early stages of AI art, um, and I was looking at him like, this is dumb. This is just like, because like basically the early stages, right? It was just like a bunch of like just paint blobs on like it looked like it was paint blobs on a canvas, right? And like they kind of like from a distance it might look like it was a human or something like that, but then like you got closer and you're like, what the actual fuck is happening in this? This is just a nightmare scape. And so like so I was like very unthreatened by that, but that was like 3 years ago, I want to say no, maybe even 4 years ago that he showed me that, and now it's obviously advanced significantly since then.
I've seen the ads like on social media and stuff where it's like they show the first step and it's like just color. That's all you
Hmm.
see. Just a lot of color.
That's probably the only way you can discern. What was it? I'm jumping again. Never mind.
Okay. um,
It's
Once you know, like, and that's the other thing. Like I said, like AI art generators are going to be a literal dime a dozen. Like you're gonna have your good ones, like Midjourney, which is absolutely what I would call professional grade AI art generation, and that's where when you see the ones that are like, this is mind-blowingly amazing looking, that's probably what it was generated on, was Midjourney. Um, but then you're going to have like all kinds of art of AI art generation that's like people are going to hit a button and it's going to pop out something that looks like meh, but
Like the mermaid?
yeah, like that. You're going to see a lot of that kind of stuff. And people are going
The
to be able to.
mermaid is a little scary.
She's just a little derp. Just don't be too hard on her. She's had a rough life in space, unable to breathe, in a rocket ship.
She's lived in space all her life. The rocket ship is gone. It's not coming back.
She's a rocket man. Anyway, um, yeah, this is not generating. I don't know if it's gonna do the second one here. Sometimes you have to wait longer than other times because the servers are like spoopadoop. Um,
Oop,
yeah, spoopadoop. Don't worry about it. I can't.
oop,
That's what I say
yes,
when I can't
yes.
think of words. Is Ooh, Troy. Let me see what you got going on today. Go back to the other thing you were doing.
That is, bro. What? Which other thing?
The one, I don't know. It was in your preview when I looked at your screen. It's like muscle. It looks like muscle reference.
Muscle reference?
That one.
This?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
It's really
Yes,
good.
yes. Thank you. I was doing this yesterday before sleep.
Fuck
It's
yeah.
really good.
Look at that. Like he just got to gesture down and ugh.
Yeah.
I don't even like think of bodies that way. And he's doing this in like pen too, and it actually looks so good.
I suck at anatomy. Can you?
Thank you,
Do you
guys.
have any pointers?
I'd say it's better to focus on like structure rather than anatomy, and then
Yeah.
anatomy comes second. And then
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's something that's a good point. Just being able to get that like 3D form rather than making it look like it's a real body, because if you can get to the 3D form, you can still, you can do the like you can stylize it in any way you want, like with the Pixar or the other things and the,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Sometimes you can get away with like not knowing anatomy.
just fake it till you
That's
make
one
it.
thing.
There you go.
Yeah,
Uh,
I gotta
dude, I
admit
do
I use
that.
that sometimes.
That's what I did on where is he? That's what I did on this character drawing. I'll pull it up here.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What is happening in the background? Like, I just hear a lot of screaming.
Oh, it's a meme video. I don't know who played it.
Oh.
Oh, Jesus.
That was me. Sorry.
Don't worry
Ah.
about it.
I was just very confused. I thought it was coming from my computers. Say what?
Yes, your computer is
My
screaming at you.
sister's playing some TikTok videos.
Ah.
Are we gonna load it? Or is it not gonna load anymore? My computer cannot
Yeah,
handle all these tasks I'm
I
having to
wanna
do.
draw the base mermaid now. Let's beat the AI. You said it looks derp. Yeah, let's try not to make it derp.
Okay, well, I can't get the second image to load. Oh, there we go.
Alright.
There,
I'm
yeah.
up.
So I
I'm
just
up.
I just made up some anatomy for this guy, but he still looks pretty badass.
Oh, okay. Wait, let me see.
Whoa.
Funny enough, none of it is inaccurate.
It's not what I would say inaccurate, but it's definitely not accurate either. it's it's
Okay.
uh it's that funny in between where it's like I know something's wrong, but I couldn't tell you what, you know, like I couldn't tell you exactly where the anatomy is all jank, but you know.
Uncanny Valley.
Yep, the uncanny
Yeah,
valley.
I
That's
get you.
exactly it.
But yeah, actually, like sometimes when you, I found that when you have like weird anatomy, like the best way to get away with it, like without having uncanny valley, is just like good shape design.
Yeah. Yep, I
Like
from your shape design, you're really good at knowing how shapes stack. Do you know Kim Jong Il?
yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah,
Oh my God, that I mean, he's a god. He's god tier.
yeah. Yeah, Jesus.
But yeah, like he just understands like how objects can stack and how a composition like you can just get away with anything you want in a composition if you you know place objects correctly. And that's like his lesson in art is just you know yeah just do whatever you want you know. It's
Yeah, basically.
he somehow still makes it all look incredibly like real but also stylized and it's like this crazy blend of everything. Anyone who's got
Yeah,
time, look up
Jesus.
some Kim Jong Il videos. He actually streams a lot of his videos too, like of just him just sitting and drawing because and he always works in ink. It's just crazy. That man is a
Shit, yeah. Like
madman.
basically what he explained is like he's doing all of it. Like he's like constructing the scene in his mind. I'm
In
like,
his
oh
yeah, it's
damn,
all in his head. That's what I'm just blown away by someone who can do that because I have to think like on paper. I can't even think in my head. There's not going on up there.
Yeah, yeah, same here. It's hard to even make like character concepts for me. Jeez. But it's like when you do like the sketch phase, right? And then
Hmm.
he's like designing shit. The sketch phase is just in his head.
Yeah, yeah. He's so skilled at the whole process that he doesn't need to do the early parts of it. It happens with everybody who does something long enough, right? Is you can skip a few steps before you know once you get good enough at it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Like eventually you wouldn't need to draw boxes to be able to draw humans and
Exactly.
that kind of stuff.
Yep. Like I can kind of wing perspective now because I've done so much perspective that I can you know manage to get a pretty solid you know perspective drawing without any kind of like guidelines. But
Jesus Christ.
I totally think it's like absolutely valid to get a you know to just start with the basics of perspective. I was in another server yesterday. I was this kid kept asking. He was like, "How do you do perspective?" And then I would show him like I'd show him one way, and he'd be like, "Well, I didn't ask you about that. I wanted to know how to do perspective." And I'm like, "I'm showing you, and you don't want to learn. You don't want to learn it. It's not easy."
Oh,
It was,
yeah.
I mean, because like perspective's the hardest thing you can learn as an artist, in my opinion. It's just,
Respect. No, no, no. Oh, you might be right about that because it ties back into, you know, perception of space and all
hmm
that, and I think that is also pretty difficult skill. Like if you have a mastery of like understanding of 3D space, I
yeah,
think you can draw like most things, right? Because you can just once you understand 3D space, then you just put information into it,
Yeah.
like for example anatomy and stuff, and
Well,
then you can just.
and that's what I
Oh
was.
yeah, go on.
That's one thing I was mentioning. I was like, okay, so it's not just like understanding 3D space, it's also understanding like our lens, our camera, right? Like how lensed, how you know, concave is your lens because that determines how much of the scene you can actually see. You know, you can warp perspective to such a degree that like all the straight lines are bent, but it still looks, you know, it's all still correct. There's so many
Yeah,
advanced techniques to perspective. Like that's why I mean it is like perspective is the hardest thing to like master, I'd say. Like you can learn it, but like mastering perspective is the hardest thing in
oh yeah,
art, in
but
my opinion.
yeah, I don't even know like what mastering perspective looks like. Well,
Oh,
a little bit I know
MC
really.
MC Escher. MC Escher is what I would call master of perspective. And then
Oh, I don't know that person. 1 second.
who well and then obviously Kim Jong Il too. I mean he knows he could
Oh,
do freehand perspective without without anything. He's like, you know, and he's always doing lensed compositions where all of his characters are like bent in some crazy, you know, the whole composition is like this wild bent lens thing. I don't even know.
yeah, it's all like distorted as hell.
Fish Islands.
Yeah. That's he
There's
does. Oh, he only does fisheye lens on everything, and you're like, how are you doing this? He's freehanding fisheye lens, and he looks accurate. God damn
It's like
you.
just think about it. That's all I do. I think.
I think it's 5 point perspective is his thing.
Yep, yep,
That's how he does his fish islands.
yep. Considering that,
Yep,
I
he
think
is.
is it 6 point perspective is the maximum where you have the um
What's the 6 point
so
perspective?
so 6 point perspective I think is only achievable if you can see behind you because the sixth point is the one directly behind your head, uh, facing away from you. Um, I don't know if I'm describing that very well,
Oh,
but because like
I'm
it's
searching.
so there's vanishing point one that's directly in front of you. Vanishing point two is the one, uh, you know, to your right or left. Vanishing point three is the opposite one. Um, vanishing point four is the one below you. Oh, and yeah, vanishing point
uh-huh.
four and five are the ones above and below you, and then vanishing point six is directly behind you. So the only time you'd see that is if you can see in a 360-degree sphere around you.
I'm searching. I'm searching up all images for 6 point perspective, and all I find is 5 point perspectives.
Yeah, most drawings can't, like I said, can't really achieve it. And if you look at it, uh, it's kind of best. The best way to kind of think about it is like looking at the surface of like a reflective sphere or a mirrored sphere and then like extrapolating that outward, that's kind of what that would look like. But you'd even see like behind the object because you'd be getting like you are the center of the sphere rather than um, you know, yeah. It's
Yep.
possible, just not something most artists ever attempt in their lifetimes, honestly. So,
Probably not. No.
I mean,
This is
and
the
there's
first
also
time I
like,
hear of the.
go ahead.
This is the first time I hear of the 6 point perspective.
Yeah,
Here's my copy.
because so yeah, like I mean, the way you can look at perspective is it's the six sides of a cube. Um, is kind of the best way of thinking about it. So each side of a cube has the 6 points, and then you are the single point in the very center of that cube. And that's your point of view, and then the cube itself is, you know, it would rotate and move depending on how you're moving your head, and then where the horizon line is. But yeah, that's my that's my understanding of it anyway. Now
Yeah, you probably have a better understanding than me because I have not studied that thing in a while.
let's look up.
Ages.
to interrupt, but I'm going to head to bed now.
Okay. It was good talking with you.
Okay.
Nice meeting you all. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye. Oh,
She
that's
left once.
Yes, okay, so yeah, here's a tutorial on drawing 6-point perspective, and it's showing how you can, like, if you were to imagine, the only way to draw it is you have to cut into the actual image. So you know how, like, you know how we cut up the globe so that it fits better on a flat 2D surface and is more accurate?
Alright, yeah.
So like if you're drawing it on a piece of paper, you essentially have to cut into the image itself in like 4 corner points to try to like wrap that last little bit of information that would be behind you into your composition. So that's the only way to do it. Anyway,
Where's the tutorial?
here I'll just grab this. Oh shoot, I can't share links. Here I'll just send you this link personally.
Yeah.
This has
Okay,
this has all
where
the
can you... I'm just
yeah.
searching.
So
Alright.
1-point perspective
Let me...
takes one of the 3 sets of parallel lines of the cube and projects them all to a point. So that's obviously we all know 1 point. 2-point is taking the 2 sets or 3 sets of the parallel lines and projecting them to 2 separate points. We can do 3-point perspective fairly easily. The only way to do 4-point perspective is to start to lens your perspective grid, right? So you have to warp it because your typically your top and bottom points must curve to meet each other. And then additionally, your 5-point perspective is you curve both your horizontal and your vertical set of lines so that everything is lensed. And then 6-point is, yeah, the only way they can show the drawing of a 6-point perspective in this case is they just have they have a second sphere that you're seeing the opposite side of the person from. It's not an accurate representation of like what that would really look like, but
Great something, I guess, yeah. I think I'm gonna start selling some 6-point perspective drawings.
heck yeah, there you go.
I got my business all figured out.
Yeah, I mean that's what MC Escher did. He drew pretty much exclusively in like 4-point, I think. Uh, or he would shun all perspective and do a isometric grid.
Oh, sure, yeah, let's go. Well, what was his name?
MC Escher, just the letter M, the letter E, or M, the letter C, and then Escher.
Oh, okay.
Definitely one of the artists that Kim Jung-gi takes a lot of inspiration from. You can tell in his stuff.
Oh, damn, this guy's creepy as hell.
Yeah, you start to lens perspective too much, and all of a sudden it gets real scary.
Yeah, Jesus. Oh, man. I've seen his stuff before.
Yeah, he's
A
famous.
long time ago.
But yeah, he was probably one of the most like craziest masters of perspective in my opinion, from a long time ago anyway. Um, I don't even remember a piece that like Da Vinci tried to do more than more than the 5-point perspective. And I think Da Vinci is
But
clearly the most famous. Let's all just be honest here.
I don't know if Da Vinci ever went past 3 point.
I actually think you might be right.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, no.
Yeah,
I'm
because
I'm looking through some examples
oh,
here.
that's a good point because actually, I don't actually know if you would have been able to grasp that concept of how like perspective grid lines move without knowing how like lenses work. Because I know like once we developed like glass lenses for glasses, it started changing people's like concepts of space.
Ooh, yeah. The way I heard it was discovered is I don't know if some guy was trying to do like what is it? He was trying to do a life study or he took a picture. I don't know. And then he noticed that you know the buildings are all like converging onto one point, and he was like,
Mm,
"Damn, I'm about to become rich." So he started telling everyone about it.
nice.
Uh, I think that's how it happened. Not the rich part. That's everything else. And then everyone started abusing perspective.
And then they abused the hell out of it. And then everybody was like, "Oh, now it's so easy to draw things. You don't even have to work at it. You just have to practically hit a button." And wait, no, this is the wrong wrong thing.
What the hell? That's AI here. Damn. Honestly, I think AI is going to be able to draw a lot of things, but the way that it generates its ideas is it has like a library to take from,
Yeah,
a library that people made. So that's what I'm thinking. Like, the information that you provide to the AI determines the power that it has, basically.
yeah. There. I heard about one guy. Uh, wait, was it you telling me this? Maybe it was you telling me about this. That he like generates his own, like he uses his own images as his like part of his generation algorithm. So it like learns
Uh,
from his paintings, like because he's a traditional artist and he does traditional stuff, and then he like additionally takes high res photos of those and turns them into part of the learning algorithm for the AI that he works on.
Dang, wait, no, that's news to me,
Yeah, yeah,
actually.
yeah. I'm like, damn, that's some kick ass like talk about talk about kicking some ass with that.
Yeah, giving it's like it's like raising your AI child or
Yeah,
something.
I know, right?
It's like,
Come here,
oh, my
son.
child, here you go, some sustenance. And his son is like, I'm gonna destroy you.
I'll destroy you, father.
Father, I'm not. Cut grass and make better paintings. Sell them to rich people. It's like, son, this is immoral.
What you're doing is immoral,
Uh,
son. No, father.
no, I'm simply taking advantage of an opportunity. I don't know. Like personally, I'm not too afraid of like AI, taking art jobs or something like that. I don't think they'll be able to, because at the end of the day, like unless the AI like literally has sentience, like it can
Yeah,
think for itself and it can feel shit, it's not going to be on its own like creative,
no.
right?
It will
So
not be useful, not really, unless it has somebody to uh, either help it along at the beginning phases with educating the algorithm, or help it along at the end phases by by retouching the image because the AI can't quite hit that last 90%. Or the last 10% of that image is gonna be a little jank at the moment anyway.
do that, yeah, yeah.
Um,
Like
Go ahead.
because of that, it's like I think it might be like a more powerful tool for, I guess, artists more than like companies and whatnot. Because like let's put it in an example. Like a company decides to fire all their artists and uses AI, and then they're like, oh shit, actually we need direction for this AI,
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
now they
that's
don't have
that's
any artists to
I think
direct
that's
it.
that is the other big part too, is like it's I think maybe the part of art that will become more valuable is the idea generation, right? Like the just the thinking about things that comes along with the territory of how art is done. Uh, I think that a lot of artists actually have a leg up on many people because they think differently. They don't think of things in like the engineering sense or this sense or that. You know, it's all like very visual, very like how we would present it if it were an object, you know, if it were a real thing. Um, so I do find,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
do think that that's something that like we can easily get scale the eye back up. Don't do this to me.
yeah. Hold on, I'm experimenting a little.
All right, fine. I'll kill you. But uh,
I got
uh,
a reference I'm studying,
all
just to
right,
give you something.
fine, fine. Guess you can, you know, try to learn something today. Jeez, swear these artists today.
Shut up, man.
Um,
All right.
no, because I just really liked
Artists.
how I just really liked how the eye looked like nice and big there. Like it's, you had some cool facial perspective going on there. So
Oh
it's
yeah,
stylized. It's not
monsters
realistic,
bigger
but it's
than.
stylized. I dig it.
Fair enough. I've got the what is it the same likeness. Okay, one sec. There you go. This is the reference.
Oh yeah,
So
definitely.
this is what I'm trying to get. But here's what I will do. Hello, Reynolds. Hello. All right. We're gonna start with the real fun part here. Okay.
Ooh, pretty.
Jeez. Oh wait, making a mistake here.
There's something about doing that like flat layer with skin tones and everything like that that's just so pleasant.
It is, yes, yes. I like to start with things like that. It's like with the bigger shapes first,
Yeah.
and then this.
Like
No, bigger
honestly,
shapes first.
I would probably leave like probably 70% of my stuff in just the color flat stage. Like I don't think I would go past that if I had the option to do that.
Oh, damn.
I'm
I don't
not.
know.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I'm like I really like to like render out forms and
Ugh.
volumes and stuff.
No, thank you.
I mean, well, it's
No.
uh, where is it? Where is it? Um,
No, it's funny
I don't really know where.
because I'm convinced that actually I don't think I would be an artist. I would just
Oh,
be like an idea guy. Oh hell yeah, look at that.
yeah, yeah. Like, see, I just like to
You like to get that nice rendering the
render.
shapes in the good, yeah, nice. Um,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
like I'm pretty sure like if I could just be an art director who told people what to make and have it like magically appear in front of me, I would love my life because I don't like to do the rendering stage. I am all about the idea stage. Just give me those sweet sketches. Don't even don't even go past the sketch phase. Just give me the sweet sketches and I'll, you know, that's all I need. But then of course I want it to like become a real thing. So if I were like a game director or something like that, I'd want to see like, you know what comes after that. But
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
fairly convinced that I wouldn't.
That's pretty strange. Wow.
Yeah, I don't think I would actually be an artist if I like um if I could pay other people to do all the art for me, but I've never been in that position before, so
All right, yeah. That's understandable though. I've met quite a few people who are like, oh, I make my own game, and I had to do art, but I don't have enough money to do the art. I
Yeah,
mean, to pay someone
to
to do
pay
the
someone
art,
else to
so
do
it
it so
actually
you do it
counts.
yourself. Yeah.
Yeah. And what pisses me off the most is like they're like super good. I'm
I know.
like,
Oh my god.
no, you fucking bastards, Studio Skill. Yo, pay me $10, I'll do it. I don't know, goddamn. They're all super good. Like like sometimes they're even better than me, and I'm like, oh, shit. Like they're like their goal is not to even like
Yeah, this isn't even
be
their
good.
this isn't even their final form. It's not. Yeah, that's totally it, right? It's like it is almost like frustrating when you like you know that the art isn't someone's end goal. It's just their means to an end, and you're like, I'm struggling to make it even my end goal, and it's so hard. I can't do.
Yeah, yeah, Jesus. At some point I was like, oh, go ahead.
Who was saying something?
Oh, did I hear
I
something?
thought I heard something too.
I heard some
Yeah, well,
bullshit.
someone
See.
someone is bullshitting us is what's happening here.
All right, whatever. I, I forgot what I was saying. Never mind.
How dare you?
I forgot. I I like to draw people. Sorry, I don't remember what I was talking about.
No, no, no. That was pretty much that's pretty good. Like I just think like I'm very much a consumer of media. I would prefer to play video games versus like making them, but then I'm never satisfied with the experiences I get. I become very dissatisfied. And so uh when that happens, then I'm like, okay, well, I might as well just do it myself. And then I like, go on some kind of like drawing spree where I'm like, okay, that design was stupid in that game, so I'm gonna make this, I'm gonna redesign that, make that look something, something actually good.
Damn, you know what? Respect to that. I don't usually do that, but shit. I know people do that too, and that's like one way to like generate ideas. If you're like not down in the dumps or something, you're like, oh shit, I don't know what to do. But this design is like very bad. Let me do something about it.
Yeah, yeah, redesigning is something I actually do you watch Feng Zhu at all? He has this school of design in Singapore.
I watched a few of his YouTube videos, but like not an avid watcher,
Yeah,
but he's pretty good at say yeah.
yeah, I mean he's probably the concept artist I learned the most from because one is because he just has so many videos of like about concept art and the process of doing it. But like one of the things he talks about is that the oh my god, I'm totally losing what my thoughts were. Um, like
Relatable.
yeah, right. Concept art, Feng Zhu, um, like the
Like
process.
an important principle to talk about.
Yeah, it was something in that range of like ideas. Oh my God. Well,
Mm,
anyway, he's a great
is it about
teacher.
redesign?
Huh. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Like that's something he would do a lot on his channel is he would take like um old game like concept art or not even he well it wouldn't be like old concept art. It would actually just be like so he'd say like he'd be like, okay, imagine like a company came to my studio and wanted us to, you know, redesign the Doom, what Doom would look like in updated graphics and everything like that, right? So, you take he'd go back and he'd look at the old school Doom designs and things like that, and he'd, go through the whole process of how to actually make that look solid and good. And then, and that was like I learned I think in like a three-part video of like, yeah, redesigning is actually a really great way to learn how to generate ideas, because you have to, it's a whole process still in there. So
Oh sure. Well, I I might do that then. I might do some redesigns.
it's funny
I
too because
gotta
I'm
finish some
actually
client work though.
I'm pretty sure that video probably did actually end up getting him some work with um who made Doom? Is it Bethesda now who makes the updated Doom games.
Bethesda, yeah.
Yeah,
Seriously, damn.
I know, and yeah, I think it actually ended up getting his studio work doing the concept work on that. So
Yo, that's some Giga Chad
yeah,
behavior.
right. Get baited, big producer of game.
Jesus Christ, dude. I think yesterday was like someone was talking about oh, I'm gonna go to like a Riot Riot Games server, and I'm just gonna be like, hey guys, can you like rate my art?
Rate
Can you
my art,
hire
rate
me
my
for
art.
this?
Yeah, hey,
It's like,
it's
oh
all about getting it in front of the people who who will pay money for it.
yeah, that's true. I used to like resist the idea of like no, fuck connections, you gotta do it like natural and shit. But I was like,
Okay. Wow, you were uh yeah, the networking is almost more important than the quality of your art, which is really frustrating to me because I'm shit at networking. But oh, that's but
I would disagree with the second one.
yeah,
I'm just
well,
disagreeing on
you
that
know
one.
how it is. You know how artists are.
Yep. Well, I'm just giving you my opinion.
I
Like,
appreciate that. I appreciate that. But yeah, like yeah, like that's
ooh,
you know, I always was like, ugh, I don't want to do the networking side of it. I don't want to do the whole like me. I just want to draw ideas. I have so
ah,
many.
shit, yeah.
I have so many ideas, and I need them out of my head. Get them out. Get them out.
Ooh. Man, all my ideas are like, just slight feelings, of like ideas. Not like I get a vague idea and I work on it. It's more like, this artwork depicts like like gets a certain feeling out of you, a certain reaction out of you, and I was like, oh, that's the kind of stuff that I go after, basically. Let me see. Let me see if I can find you one
Yeah,
that
show me what
is
you mean.
interesting.
Because I'm definitely getting a good emotion vibe from this, but it's giving me more of like a comic feel. Like I feel like I'm getting a story in here.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, this one is an example. It's not like really anything, but it's like I wanted to get out of my comfort zone, so I just decided I'll just like draw some women. But this one, I specifically wanted some a kind of I don't know, like she like flirtatious, a little bit threatening,
Mhm.
and it's like she's the like predator going after prey or something
Mhm.
like that. Um, like scary feeling. So I
Yeah.
was going through that in this one, and let's see, is it in a folder? Oh, it's in a folder. Okay, and then
Oh,
this
thank
one,
goodness. Oh yeah, yeah, that one. Love that one.
yeah, this one is just it's just this, it's there's not like there's really nothing to it. It's just what it is basically, but it just gives you a certain feeling. I'm not sure what that feeling is though, but it just does give you a certain feeling.
What's a solid
So
composition with good lighting effects? So that's um, that's really a lot of times what our all our brains need to feel good.
yeah. I just got that dopamine art. That's all I got on me. But yeah, I do enjoy doing that a lot, basically. Oh, give me a
Do do
second.
do 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 do. Oh god damn.
Are you streaming today as well?
I am. Um,
Ooh, let's go.
yeah, I'm trying to hit that 7 days thing so I can get affiliate with Twitch, and I need 1.3 engaged viewers, or no, I need three engaged viewers average, which I have not hit yet, but that'll come with time, I think. Just gotta keep
Uh,
streaming.
I think that was. Wait, did you see the page? I like. I'm not too sure. When I looked at it, it said like have to affiliate 0 out of 4. So I didn't know what it is, but I'm assuming once you hit the 4 goals, you're gonna move to the next stage to
Yeah,
becoming an affiliate.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Oh shit, that's gonna take a long time. I was actually thinking about doing it as well. Doing
Yeah, I
like
mean,
streaming.
affiliate status just really the only thing it really does is lets you make money off of your channel. You know, like you can start accepting donations and you can have subscribers pay you in the Twitch bits and all that jazz. Um,
Dang, it's
yeah,
kind of tempting. Yeah,
it's
I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to do that. Yeah.
yeah. I would recommend going for it. Just start. You know, like that's what I'm doing is I'm just starting things. I'm honestly at a point in my life right now where I cannot afford to not just go for it. Like even if I'm not ready to do it, I just have to do it anyway. I just have to, because if I don't, then I'm never going to. You know, I'm 32. I don't have a whole lot more time on this world. Gotta get things done.
I, yeah, I feel you. I feel you. Yeah, it definitely gets like feels more tight. Like older you get, feels like uh every
Yeah,
action counts, and if you do
I
the
got a
wrong action,
big looming deadline, and it's just the literal deadline. You know, um, I don't know when it will happen, but it's one of those things that you start thinking a lot more about when you get to my age.
yeah. Oh, I don't know if I've thought about them or not, but when I get to that age, I'll find out. Right. So aside from the designs that you're doing, like working for the um, like one is it one guy you're working
Hmm.
for, or is it like a company?
Nope, it's one guy. He's doing a comic book series. So um, all these ideas are for the single comic book um, that we are working on currently. Can't wait till
Oh,
he's got to give me the script here soon. We've gotten like all the general ideas almost all done. I have there's like a ton of work that I can do like in the concept stuff because we're building a new like world, but like a lot of it is kind of story specific too. So I feel like we should probably develop the um, like we should probably have the script stuff written down somewhere too before we start going too far into the development.
yep, yeah, that's fair. Um,
It's
like
finished.
how it's what?
I'm done with my drawing.
Oh, let
Oh,
me
it's done.
see. I do like the boot
I'm just making
hay.
sure I'm watching everyone. Oh, damn,
Right.
son.
Look at that nice lighting effect you got going on there. You got the shade, but then you also have the really like popping lighting too. Ugh, I never can get that. Like it always feels like everything's too dark colored in the shadows. I feel like my brain has a problem with like subtle contrast. It doesn't grasp it.
Well, I think you
I
gotta.
use the tone brush here.
That's a really cute drawing. Love it.
Yeah, thank you.
It's sick. That's what I think. Sicko mode.
See, guess I finish with the stream.
Hmm? Oh, okay, okay.
I guess I need to go.
Okay,
Thank you
No
for watching the stream.
problemos.
of course.
Uh, You're very welcome.
Okay, now we
Always
got some
fair.
dynamic lines in this guy. That's what he needed. He was just like really boring, like
Hell yeah. Is
super
this what
static.
I'm think? Is this the one that we were thinking about last time?
Who were you looking at last time? I don't remember. I think
Like
I think you were watching
the
this one.
Western European gladiator.
Eastern European Gladiator. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You were. That's exactly who it is. Yeah. Not Gladiator. You were thinking Crusader. That's the word.
Oh, Crusader. Right.
Yes, yes. He
I
is
got them confused.
m- a Middle Eastern slash Eastern European. Uh,
Yeah.
uh, shoot, can't think of term. Crusader. I said the word 2 seconds ago and
Oh, assassin. Oh, well, that's some of
assassin.
the
Yeah,
terms.
that's the other part of that. Yeah, we're
Yeah.
like almost done with all these character sheets. I'm so excited. It took a long time
Oh,
to get to where we
dang.
are.
So,
So,
do you have like any are your efforts at the moment focused on the comic, or do you have any like other plans, just in general?
so right now most of my work is focused on the comic. But I do need to pick up like either one more steady gig that pays like per week or per month, depending on how much that could be, and then and or I need to pick up like 3 or 4 more commissions per month,
Oh,
that
yeah,
are close to like $100. That would be ideal.
yeah, true that. And I'm like, I could be taking way more commissions, but I'm just procrastinating. So I'm like weeding out all the laziness out of my system
Mm,
and just trying to focus on working every day.
yeah, yeah. I have a little bit of a benefit right now. I would probably be playing computer games, but my PC has decided to bust itself up, so I don't have a working gaming PC right now, and that's increased my productivity significantly, if you can imagine.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh,
Um,
I actually had something similar, but it was more of a choice. Like me and my friends, we were like, damn, we're kind of sick of getting like, being addicted to games. So I was like, yo, I am going to do like I'm just going to get rid of my games, just delete them off my computer. If you want to do this, you can do it. I'll just do it myself. And he was like, yes, let's do it together, holding hands. And we just got rid of all our games. And man, it's just I feel like I'm like giving more of a shit about life again,
yeah,
basically. It's pretty great.
I just have seen like just incredible amounts of productivity that I'm able to get out of myself now. Like I don't feel like lazy and tired all the time. I don't feel like I
Hmm.
like got
Hmm.
something better to do. I just get what I need to get done. And
Yes, yes, true that. Jeez.
so
Well,
definite
it's
benefits to it. Not like I want to be able to play games again, and I'm going to get my PC fixed. But I'm definitely thinking that like this amount of like leaving this amount of time, and the longer I go to, like the healthier my habits will be about how I like manage my time. So
yes, 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 yes. I'm like I'm just planning. Like my friend told me, oh, it takes like 4 months to break a habit, and I was like, okay, I'm going to just stay 4 months, and then once the 4 months is up, I'll just choose one day of the week where I can play as much as I want,
hmm
and then the rest is just like the rest of the week is just working
yeah, I
basically.
do have to keep reminding myself that I'm only, oh man, I'm only like 2 months, not even like less than a month um into this like art career hardcore, like going hardcore on it.
Oh, 2 months, really?
Yeah, like a little over 1 month, I'd say. As far as like time that I've been like dedicating all of my time to it. Uh,
Oh shit, yeah, yeah, yeah. That's true.
the biggest problem I'm having is I can't tell I can't tell if it's because my prices are high or if it's because my quality of work is low. But I have not had a lot of luck getting commission work. Um, I don't think it's the quality of the work, but I do think maybe people don't want to pay $50 for a drawing. I think that they're looking for like the 25 to $30 range for something in most cases. And then when they want something that they want to pay more for, they're going after people that are much higher quality than me, but are still charging very low prices, which is frustrating. But you know,
Well, I mean, here's the thing. Honestly, like, I wouldn't say your stuff is low quality, but wait. So for like, what would you charge for a sketch?
so I mean, for a sketch, it would depend on how complicated. But if it's like this character here, I mean, how long have I spent on him? Like this guy I've honestly been going on like 3 hours because I've had to concept him from scratch. So if I have to like basically make it all up, I'd say, you know, $50 at least. Um,
Oh, yeah, yeah. Like for concepting something else, that's like
yeah, but if I
fundamentally
if
concepting
someone
it.
comes to me with like, oh, I have I've done all the work, you know, all the legwork, and I know exactly what I want. Here's what I want. Then I can go down to like 20, 25, you know, because it'll only take me an hour to, you know, to give them something that looks pretty good.
Oh, an hour sketch?
Yeah.
Oh, damn. Oh,
So I mean,
there might be a way for you to get more bang for your buck.
you
Cut
think so?
down the time to like 10, 15 minutes even
Oh, and you're
for a
saying
sketch.
to say to do like, you know, even the $20, 10, 15 minutes?
Uh, like if they want a sketch, you can give them like a rough sketch, but I'd say like 15 to 20, and that would be for like a rough sketch. For example, wait, could you zoom out on this character?
Yeah. So like what
I'll
I've been
show
working
you
on here
something.
for the last I don't know, like 30-ish minutes, 35.
Damn. Look at it's looking pretty good, I'll be honest. But here's what I'm about to explain real quick. Alright, where's my sketching brush? Alright, so I'm just gonna go in, I'm gonna create this, that, make sure the legs are in place. The arm here, other arm. It's blue, right? And they just head, and I just erase a little bit, and then I just start going with with the black brush.
Yep.
Like he's got a shoulder pad, he's got this thing on him, the belt here, this arm. He's got the pouch on his hip, two belts. Like you can make a blue line here again just to put these. And if like I guess this is only if the concept is already existing, but um, the way you go about your sketch, like if you can do it quickly,
Right.
you're gonna be able to like make more money and like uh, you can charge it cheaper because it's like quick and effortless.
It's true. It's true. And yeah, like if I that is something that like I've definitely had to learn like what my like so you have a really like nice style of like line art and clean, you know, clean feeling stuff going on there. I don't particularly. I'm kind of messy, and like I said, I really do think on my page, right? Like I think on my paper. Um and what I think that means for me anyway is like that it's more challenging to do something in just 10 to 15 minutes than it is to do it in an hour. So if I know that I need an hour to come up with something, then it's like, you know, that's what I gotta that's kind of what I gotta charge for at a baseline minimum. I also don't necessarily know if like I don't want quantity really. I want quality, right? I want people coming to me with good jobs that pay well, and uh, I need to make sure I can get those. So that's kind of why I'm like constantly improving or trying to improve myself. But I also don't believe that like people should like really be paying for less than an hour worth of work anyway. I feel like an hour of work is you know, a solid baseline to just be like, hey, this is what you're getting for an hour of work. But I hear
Yeah.
what you're saying
Well,
though.
no. Like, if you're like doing an hour of work, you should be paid for an hour of work.
Right.
But the only reason I'm like distilling it down to this, well, okay, this is like way too loose, right? So, um, the only thing that I'm like specifically mentioning is like if, uh, let's say if you wanted to think about something, you wanted to change this into like a different canister instead of like carefully sculpting out the canister's shape and going like making multiple lines for it. Um, it's like the little things in the process. So like you're thinking about it, right? You've got the canister already here. So you want to add like a bit more complexity to the canister. You make it lighter. So you start making kind of clean lines to set it up.
Okay, so you're saying go in like don't you don't have to like because like, what I do is I work it all up to this stage, right? And then I decrease my opacity on the whole thing and go over it again. Um, but you're saying that like the iteration process is even faster if I just like erase a little bit here and there, and then go back over it, uh, without having to like start over on the object or whatever. I see what you're saying.
Mm. Oh, well, no, actually, no. It's part of that, but also like I actually it does like speed it up a little bit. But the important thing is like how you're making the line. For example, like for me, if I wanted to draw an arm, right, I would just you know gesture, and then just like that. But if you can see the total amount of lines I made, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah,
So if you
that's
do it
crazy
this
to
way,
me. It's crazy.
it takes practice. But like
Yeah.
honestly, I don't know. Like I'm not having too much of a problem with like there's only like I have only one client, but he's paying me super well. But
Hmm.
if I can at least I don't know. I just want to help. I want to like get you some commission. So
I
if I
appreciate
find any
that.
clients, I'm going to direct them to you.
Well, thank
But
you.
for now, uh, I got you. I got you, man.
So
But
here,
for
I'll
now,
show
like
you. Were you here when we did the 1 hour exercise? I feel like you were, but maybe I'm.
maybe I don't know. I'm
Uh,
in and out, but I'm in the background most of the
yeah,
time.
yeah. Let me just pull up real quick, because like this is what I've been trying to charge for is like 1 hour of work. I try to like put myself at like $50. That's, you know, and that's a little high, I'd say, but I also feel like I come up with ideas pretty well, and it's worth it for the person, whoever, you know, happens to do it, but it's convincing people that it's worth it. That's the challenge, right? Um, but yeah, so like
Yeah, that's true.
this this is an image that I did. This is, I mean, there's a lot of inaccuracies like the eye. Oh, let's see. Let's get it back to um, because I did go back in and like start rendering more on it. Yeah, so like I think
You get commission for it, or
this is
is
one
this
hour.
yours?
This is 1 hour of work right here.
Damn. Okay.
So I can do a lot in an hour, and that's why I feel like that's what like but that's why I charge as much as I do, is like I'm really fast when it comes to drawing, you know, simple things that you need. But yeah, I need to make that face look a lot better. It's actually really borked up. But you know,
Oh yeah.
um,
But well, actually, the face is pretty good. It's just I guess where the what do you call it? The pupil or the iris, like where
you're saying like
it's
right.
pointed, I guess, and the chin. That's it.
Oh, okay, yeah, and the chin is, yeah, the chin's too far this way. Yeah. see that.
Ah, yeah. I ain't even need to tell you. You have a
Yeah,
good
I
shit.
can I know
Yeah, you're
when I
good.
do things. Look, all right, I'm an artist. I know what I'm talking. Listen to me.
Yeah.
No, man, it's actually it's really funny. Like I know when I do something wrong, and sometimes I'm just like, will anyone really care? So sometimes I'll just go with it and not even care that much. But like when I'm looking at this, I'm actually like kind of creeped out because she looks a little funky. So I'm like, all right, gotta fix this up. But again, like that's like I don't count any of that additional stuff in my 1 hour type of thing. So I would like make sure that whatever the client's getting, if it was client work, um, then that that becomes a lot more of a priority. But uh, like all of these actually, so like this one is actually about an hour. Well, okay, no, because this one I had to like concept from scratch. So this one's actually more like 2.5 hours of like constantly sketching more iterations. So I've got probably like 10 iterations on this one.
Right.
But yeah, but like the actual like work on it, like from pencil sketch uh, to flat color here is probably like an hour-ish, maybe an hour and a half. So
Damn. Okay. Okay.
this guy I'm actually going back in and rendering up, so he's gonna take a little bit longer. Um, but he's gonna be so fun.
Oh yeah.
And then
Yeah.
actually,
Personally,
go ahead.
I'm a big fan of like anything that has anatomy. So yeah.
Here, wait, let me go. I'll show you these are the character I'm working on now is the last one of this batch of characters. No, clients, that's what I want. But uh, here are the 5 characters that I've done. Um, hopefully this doesn't break everything. Oh God.
Yeah. Hopefully you're not watching too many streams either.
There we go. So here are the 5 characters that I've been working on, minus the one that I'm working on currently, right? So I'm trying to get him done.
Ah, you did the one from yesterday. Shit.
Yeah,
It's looking pretty nice.
that turned out so good. Um, very
Shit.
happy.
Are they on separate layers? Is that lady with the archer lady?
Yeah,
Well, the bandit.
yeah,
Is she on a separate layer?
yep. Everyone's on their
Ah.
own little folder layer here. I did
Ah,
throw
there
like
we go. Yes, yes.
oops, I did throw a white outline around them just to kind of separate them out. But I think probably what I would do is just throw some atmospheric fog behind each character and um, like
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a really good idea.
so wait, who
The
am I?
legs, dude. Could you like hide that
Yeah, I had the front
bandit layer for a
whoops,
sec?
yeah,
You gotta name the folders too.
you know, right?
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, she
Jesus
turned out so
Christ.
cool. I'm very happy with this character. Um,
Yeah, that's kind of sick.
yeah,
Holy
and like
shit.
and I'm putting this sheet together to like give scale, like because a lot of people are like, oh, he's a dwarf, and I'm like, no, he's not a dwarf. He is huge. Um,
He's a maniac.
he's
That's
a
what he is.
maniac. So then yeah, and then finally we got this guy is our last character, and I'm glad I'm going back in and re-rendering him up to or re-sketching him because he would just look really boring in this like group here. So, because there's so much
That's
blowing,
understandable.
like so much energy and blowing happening. If you were to put him in, he would just be like kind of a derp. So,
Yeah. I like the all the clothing was actually flowing the same way.
yeah, it was
This
a
is flowing right, this is flowing right, this is flowing right.
totally intentional, yeah. No, I mean
Fuck
I think
yeah,
it's
I
like a
love it.
natural like concept art thing for me to do is I just almost always put my wind and my light direction coming from the same spot just to standardize everything. But
Oh, damn, okay, okay. What if
uh
one day you had to sketch it to the left? Whoa!
oh no! That's when I just draw everything going to the right and then I flip the canvas.
Yo, playing devil's advocate
Yeah,
out
that's
here.
right. You gotta know the tricks.
Damn. Yeah. They're looking pretty, like you're like if you're spending like an hour and getting this, that I mean, I'd say it's looking pretty good. But what if I said that you can sacrifice zero quality, like you can gain quality actually, and be faster?
I will take it. I will take 7 of them, please. Thank you.
All right, all right. There's some ways to do this. They're going to take a while though, honestly. Uh, it's like, okay, okay. Could you go back to your sketch?
The
Let's see.
oh,
Well, that's one, but the that one guy, the one you're working on.
oh right.
All right, all right. Wait, have I already taken a screenshot? Oh, sorry, I've already taken a screenshot. All right. I'll take another one because this looks a bit more high res.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Just
Ooh, look at those
get
poses.
it over here.
Go back. Oh,
Oh,
show me them.
morning,
Show me them. Oh,
morning practice.
morning. Get out.
This is actually,
Get out. I don't
this is
even.
also like wait. Oh, shut up, shut up. It's all practice, dude. It's all practice, you know.
Yeah, no,
Everyone can do
I
this.
definitely I did a lot of those when I was at school and things like that. But like I also feel like because then when I was going to school, I was going to school for illustration, and they taught me a lot of things. And then immediately outside of school, I learned that pretty much it's impossible to make a living doing art, uh, to feed yourself, And so I started doing graphic design. So I didn't do
Oh
many
damn. Okay.
drawings out of Are you actually cynics in disguise?
Cynics?
Yeah.
No,
Just
no, no.
checking,
I'm
just
cynics
checking.
inspired.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm
'Cause
cynics
like
inspired, but
I
not
love that
cynics.
cynics is like, yeah, it doesn't matter what shape your head is, just just-
Who's Cynic? Who's Cynics?
cynics. He's
Oh,
a
you don't
YouTuber.
know who cynics is?
Oh man, he's a
Oh
good. He's a
shit.
really good artist. Big fan.
Yeah,
Lucky
yeah,
shit, let us see. I'm gonna look him up real quick. Let me see.
It's
yeah. You just saw it.
SINIX design on
Yep.
YouTube. Um,
Or sinus as well. That works. That works as well.
or
Oh
Sinix,
I'll do it
yeah.
shit.
later.
All right.
I'll look him up later. I'm drawing right now.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
But
Stay
yeah,
focused.
sorry, yeah. Okay, focus. Super focused.
All right.
Be quiet. Right. Sorry.
No,
What are you
no,
guys doing,
no,
by the way?
I can hear you. We just chilling. I'm schooling this guy here.
Yeah, he's
I'm telling
schooling
him
me.
how
He's
it is.
schooling me. I need to know. I need to get faster.
All right. All right. Keep in mind these are just like skills to improve. They're not
Hmm.
really like one trick thingy. Like actually you'd know best honestly. But okay. So when it comes to this, let's see. In this part, right? This pants here.
Hmm.
Like when I said a bit ago, like when I'm drawing a hand, I do only a few lines. That's like a kind of practice with just like you know doing these straight lines,
Oh
trying
yeah.
to stay away from like this kind of thing where
Yep,
you
doing the
like
actual
stretching the
sketchy,
shape out.
the sketchiness. Yep.
Yeah, like this is good for personal work, but you want to stay away from this for like commissions and whatnot.
Really?
Like yeah, if you're offering commissions, right? Imagine if you were like giving the same price, 2025, better quality, and like 15 minutes of work. That would be something
That's
else,
kind of the dream,
right?
right? That's kind of the.
Yes, yes. And also because it's like clean looking, whenever
Okay.
you do sketches, for
Sorry.
example, is someone, are you talking to someone?
I love you, baby. Sleep tight. All right. I'm gonna deafen mute, or just mute. I mean.
All right. Wait, should I keep talking or wait? I'll I'll keep on working, and just tell me when you're back.
Excuse you.
Oh, okay, okay. I'm sorry. Validity of your designs. Could you go in depth on that? You can speak your heart out. I'm interested. Wait, I should put some noise cancellation on. Alright. Oh, okay, okay. Actually, that's pretty understandable. Man, you gotta just once you finish the design, you just like even if you think it's bad, just say fuck it, that's the design. That's just like something, But I guess for it's gonna take like a while to work through, I guess. But the one thing I can't tell you about is like even if you have that issue, you would still benefit from uh, what is it? I I guess you could say it's just like refining the tool. That's it. That's all you gotta do. So when it comes to um, like as we were saying a bit ago, like when you're like trying to do lines like this, a bit of trying to kind of take full control over the shape and whatnot. But when it comes to like if you want to get faster, usually when you're doing sketches, they're like loose and like not too controlled, so you get like kind of a bit of a random result when you make lines. But eventually, you can go over them with controlled lines. So what I would recommend is when you're making, for example, a leg, you would just make straight line for leg. You try to keep yourself under that rule of making minimal lines for everything. You're trying to like make those canisters here, right? There's just like this. But I see on your sketch, there's like, oh, yes, yes. You see here, there's like a lot of lines here. Like there's like this is 2 or 3 lines on top of each other. I'm not too sure, but there's a lot of lines here, a lot of lines here. But if you were to distill it down and make it more efficient, it would just be one, two, even like uh, draw through like